Hello, once again, all you people on YouTube. In this video of a couple or a few of mine I'm going to post for today, I am going to talk about the things that I learned while going around the block a few times all over the US map, here and there for 22 years, as I've been to every single state except for Hawaii. And by the way, I am going to Hawaii soon once I take care of my minor legal matters, and I'll have more videos about that to post shortly from now. So one thing that I've learned is that if you looked up, let's say on the internet, about what one area of like the US is like, you could find out later that it's actually quite the opposite. Now, there is this book called Thick Face, Black Heart, and it talks about how to do something that people never expect. Okay, and it actually lists like different levels of being able to accomplish this. Okay, so, and this by the way was written by a Chinese woman, and there's another book by a Chinese person, which is called Asian Mind Games. Now, I can see why Asian women are, many of them are known as leftover women. Okay, who's gonna want that kind of woman that has that kind of mentality? You know what I'm saying? You know, and so Asian women, like I'm talking about only Chinese mainly, or at least mainly Chinese women. They're amongst the least desirable women, like with physical traits, and they don't really make up for what they lack. Okay, I heard there's some region in China where if you display the slightest wrong body language or some crap like that, you'll get locked up in a detention camp, and until you are corrected, you know, and then potentially released. Okay, a sign of a high value person is somebody that doesn't put up with other people's bullshit. Okay, and if they actually rose up against that, they would actually make up for what they lack, and they would actually be more valuable than what they are now. Okay, now there is this website called vividmaps.com/women's-best -features, and it shows all the world's women, and like six different grades of hips and 6 different grades of sizes of tits. Like Russian and Ukrainian women are like, their hips are like one size of hips, one rank and cut below the size of hips of American women. Okay, you know, and so at the very bottom, China, which is close to, and all these surrounding countries like Ukraine, and I think Russia and India, because you have that acronym BRICS, which stands for Brazil, Russia, India, and like one other country. I think, I'm guessing it could be Colombia. I don't know, but so. Oh no, I think it's China. I think it's China, because yeah, because I think the Chinese mentality influences Ukraine and Russia, and those Chinese women have the smallest hips Unless we're talking about like prostitutes in Amsterdam and the red light district of Amsterdam. I seen a picture of this prostitute protesting for prostitution. She had the most narrow hips I've ever seen in my entire life. She looked like she looked so disgusting in the face, and she looked like she could have had surgery done on her waist. I'm like, dude, what the fuck is that nasty? She looked disgusting on a whole nother level, dude. Okay, and but I think that the Chinese is fucked up mentality of seeing if they can stab somebody in the back without them ever seeing it coming rubs off on India. Okay, and I think it rubs off on India the most in the north and the least, and the south, because the southwest of India is like the farthest you can get away from China. That's why you find the most faithful, loyal women around in Kerala, India. Okay, that's why you find, because we affect the plants, animals, earth, water, and vice versa. That's why 50% of the genetics of white widow come from Kerala, India. A quarter of the genetics of this strain called Euphoria Unlimited come from Kerala, India, because it's 50% white widow. White widow is one of the best winning, #1 High Times Cannabis Cup award winning strain, and it produces amongst the best quality high. Now, Euphoria Unlimited, I heard, if you take 1 hit, you'll be lit off your ass. If you take 4 hits, you'll be lit off your ass from sunup till sundown. If you do a wake and bake, you'll be lit from sunup till sundown till you crash out and just be ready to hit again. You know what I'm saying? But I think that it would be kind of my theory that I guess maybe that if there's a marijuana strain that comes from like India, because I don't think that any good strain comes from China or Russia or the Ukraine, and I would guess those strains that make you feel paranoid would come from like India, because China put those bad vibes into the plants. You know what I'm saying? But anyways, I'm going all over the map with this. Which, who says you can't do that? Someone named Ty Lopez. That's a different point. But I've been all over the map. I've been around the block so many times, I don't even remember them all. But my cellular memory remembers them, as Betty Eady talks about that. But so if you look up which city has the friendliest people, I found it was like Charleston, which I believe is in South Carolina, if I remember that right, which I'm pretty sure that's right. I have ran into a fair share of police through my travels, and the absolute rudest cops I have ever met in my entire life were in that city, Charleston, South Carolina. Okay, if you look up which state has the least cost of living, that would be like North Dakota. But if you go into that town, that oil rig town called what is it, Williston, North Dakota, which is in the north west corner of North Dakota, they have the highest cost of living around. And at least at one time, they had higher rent than in Manhattan, New York. Okay, if you were going to go to New Orleans, which is known as the city of second chances, that's the most cursed city in the U.S., if not on the entire face of the planet. Okay, they have the most bad weather, most hurricanes around. The land is cursed. And it's because of these the black slaves that were persecuted by people, and so they practice voodoo magic, and even their spirits to this day still wreak havoc on that land. You know what I'm saying? And let's see here, what else? Okay, so you know how some police will discriminate against black people more, like with drugs or whatever, than with white people. Okay, in the Northeast, I've experienced this the most, and this has not happened so much with police, because the police will send stalkers, people at psych wards, state hospitals, and homeless shelters to come at you with this way of like, oh, I know why you're here. I got something on you, as if to say that I know you're here to sell drugs in this town, and then pull a hit and run or some shit like that. I've experienced this in the psych ward in New Hampshire, at a homeless shelter in Newport, Rhode Island, the southeast corner of Rhode Island. I have experienced this, I think, in like what is it like, I don't know, but there's like one other place. But all these people, and I'm white, this happens in the Northeast, where it has the highest percentage rates of white people around. Okay, so back in Kansas, there's Manhattan, Kansas, where Kansas State University is, and Junction City, Kansas, where the Fort Riley military base is at. And in Fort Riley, their homeless shelter is called the Open Door Homeless Shelter, and it's challenging to get in. First of all, I've been traveling for a while, and it's on rare occasions where you have to go to the police station to have a printout of your background check, to make sure to prove to the shelter that you do not have any warrants. And that's how it is in that Open Door shelter in Junction City, Kansas, by where that military base is. Okay, so it's a challenge to get in, and second of all, it's a challenge to stay there. And I've been around that block a few times in and of itself, and they record like every little detail about you, even if you stayed there years prior. Okay, and I've experienced this in Colorado Springs, Colorado, right by a military base, which I think is an Air Force base or whatever, where I've tried on like 3 different occasions to get into that shelter, and the first time I got into it, but I didn't get into the regular part of it, but I got into like the temporary part of it, not the regular part of it. And then in Manhattan, Kansas, the shelter there is known as the emergency homeless shelter, and it's very easy to get into there. They usually overall treat you really nice, and so let's see here, what else? In Los Angeles, it's known as the City of Angels. But what many people do not realize is the angels that it's talking about is fallen angels. Okay, in San Francisco, I was at this youth homeless shelter. We're gonna pause right now before we go over on our time. We'll be back in here in a bit. Bye for now.